Coming up on At Home in China, I'll be taking you along for a day in the life here. From the incredible warmth of daily interactions and the comforting, nourishing food that costs less than a cup of coffee in most places around the world, to running my daily errands and then jumping on a 300-kilometer-an-hour bullet train for a weekend escape to the coast to show you just how affordable and easy it is to travel around China.
Good morning from sunny Qingdao, China. Today I will be sharing my day in the life, but most importantly, I want to share with you the things that I absolutely love about China and the things I've learned in the first 5 months of living here. So first off, I am heading off to the gym this morning, but one thing I absolutely love about my morning commute to gym is the bicycle and e-bike lanes. Let me show you. As you can see, the bicycle lanes are definitely not an afterthought here in China. They are lined with the most beautiful trees, they are clean, they are safe, they are painted. It's a designated lane for just e-bikes and bicycles. So I've just pulled up here next to the shared bikes. I'm going to park my bicycle here and head into gym. I can't actually take my bike into the designated car park area. And another thing that I absolutely love is I literally just park it right there on the main road and leave it. I don't have to lock it.
That being said, I have never once felt on edge about my belongings when out in public, whether I'm leaving my bike parked outside or walking around at night. There's this amazing sense of peace of mind that comes with living here, which makes exploring a total joy. Honestly, it is so easy to live a healthy lifestyle here in China, and the best part is it doesn't break the bank. Our entire gym membership costs us only around 800 RMB each for the entire year. That is absolute insane value for money. That being said, it's not just about the cheap gym memberships that keep me active. It's the infrastructure here that completely encourages you to get outside. Like I mentioned, those dedicated bicycle lanes make it so seamless and inviting just to go out, stay active, and explore the city.
Just wrapped up at gym and going to go and fetch my bicycle. I can see her, she's still there, safe and sound. It's always my favorite part of the day because the sun is always shining at this time. It's always the perfect way to get in some vitamin D and of course take in the beautiful bicycle and bike lanes because the flowers are flowering. It's all beautiful and green. It's so clean. It's just a highlight of my day. There she is, safe and sound. This 好吃吗？
好吃啊！
好吃！哇！你好！哇！OK， 明天太热了。
今天太热了。
太热了。
明天也很热。
对，拜拜。I love the interaction with our security guard. I try and learn a sentence at least every time I see him so that I can practice it. So today I said, today is hot, but I probably butchered it. But hey, I'm trying, and he's so friendly. And that brings me to another thing that I absolutely love about China is everyone is so friendly and so encouraging when it comes to learning Chinese. Josh and I are really trying hard. We go to lessons twice a week and it is helping massively. We are still on HSK 1, but you know what? We are getting there slowly but surely. I'm officially showered and changed and ready to go and grab a bite to eat for breakfast. Breakfast is such a wonderful part of the day here. It's all about warm, comforting, nourishing food. So let's go and grab some tofu brains. So tofu brains, it's actually called tofu now. It's not brains. It's just tofu with like the most beautiful heartwarming broth. And you can add spring onions, you can add coriander. Ni hao.
您要什么？
我要一杯豆腐脑。
豆腐脑。
豆腐脑。
在这吃，在这吃。
吃。
就要一个。
一个。The toppings entirely make this dish. I loaded mine up with some fresh coriander stalks for a bit of crunch, pickles, and a swirl of concentrated pureed chives, and of course finished off with a good spoonful of chili oil. Tofu now is basically this beautiful like silken tofu. It just melts in your mouth, and they've put this beautiful soy sauce kind of broth over it. What I could get with this is a meat pie, a pork meat pie, and I could kind of like dip it in. That would go really well. Now we've got the meat pie, which is one of my favorite things ever. It's got this crispy outside with the soft, juicy pork. And can you believe? Again, 3 RMB. My breakfast has cost me 6 RMB. That's crazy. While I was eating, the boss asked me what was my Douyin account's name, which is basically the Chinese TikTok. So we ended up following each other and having a look at each other's profiles, which was pretty sweet. With breakfast done, it was time to go and grab a package from our nearby locker. When you order online here, you often get things sent straight to your door at home, or they get dropped off at one of these smart lockers. It usually depends on the courier company, but honestly we don't mind because the whole system is so incredibly efficient. The process is pretty quick. You get sent a code directly to your phone, you just punch that in, and then the door flies open. So you're good to go. I just dropped off our parcel back at home, and I realized that I hate walking around with a massive handbag now in China. I used to use a handbag all the time, but now honestly all you need is a small little moon bag for your cell phone and maybe a little pack of tissues if you need to go to the loo somewhere, because you'll need that. But I also want to just grab my bike because it's so much easier to get around, and I want to go and grab a few things at the supermarket because we are catching a high-speed train this afternoon to Qingdao to go and see Josh's uncle who is visiting, and yeah, I want to grab some snacks for the train. Once I arrived at the mall, I had a very specific mission: to grab my mom a new pair of shoes to send back home. When she visited us 2 months ago, she bought a pair from this exact same store and has not stopped talking about them since. So I managed to track down the exact same style for her in just a different colorway. With the shoes secured, I headed down to the supermarket to grab a few snacks for our upcoming train ride. I made sure to pick up some Hawthorn strips. These are amazing for your stomach, and I actually have to give a huge thank you to the lovely viewer who commented about them in my last shopping video. Because of that recommendation, they have officially become an absolute staple in our country. It was then time to grab some lunch for Josh and I. I stopped past the Chinese fast food restaurant right inside the mall. Now the name fast food can definitely be a bit misleading, but when it comes to Chinese fast food, it means fresh, home-style cooked dishes that are ready to be eaten right away. The concept is brilliant. You just dish up exactly what you want onto your plate, and then it's weighed at checkout, and then you pay. Works out to be crazy affordable, and I just love the absolute convenience of it. If I'm not in the mood to cook, or if Josh only has a really short lunch break from work, this is our ultimate go-to. I picked out all of his favorites, so he was a very happy man, but duty calls and he had to head straight back to work. So while he finished up his workday, I got started on packing our bags and getting everything ready for the weekend. Getting around China is an absolute breeze. To start, we just pulled up an app, hailed a DD taxi, and within minutes we were at the station. Now train stations here feel less like old railway platforms and more like ultra-modern airports. It's just way more efficient. We actually got held up at security for a routine check on my drone batteries, which turned into an absolute mad sprint. Cutting it so close. I think we got through.
But that's it was the drone.
It was the drone, unfortunately, that held us up. but we are boarding and it departs in 2 minutes. And the train is we just made it onto this train, but we are
so fun.
had it so fun. But we are en route to Qingdao, ready for an amazing weekend.
Sending it.
Sending it. The train will arrive at Weifang railway station.
We officially arrived and checked into our hotel here in Qingdao, and I have to say the hospitality and service standards in China are consistently lovely. The staff are always so helpful and the rooms are always pristine, and you get such great value for money. Looking back at today, from riding my bike down those clean streets, the warmth of people at breakfast, to watching the ocean from my window tonight, this is what life here is all about. It took some major shifts to overcome the initial challenges of moving across the world, but it's days like today that make me realize how lucky I am to call this place my new home. Thanks so much for spending the day with me. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.